What's up, everyone? How are you today? I'm Laura Bharat, a tropical Vedic astrologer and tarot card reader and Cards of Truth reader. If you're interested in any of those things, please visit my website at laurabharatastrologer.com. Today I'm talking about Jupiter in the 8th house, and I've been doing a series, every planet in the 8th house. Today is Jupiter. Sorry I couldn't get it out on Jupiter's day, but that's just the way it goes. So I know quite a lot about this position because quite a few astrologers have this position. They also have Jupiter with K2. I myself have Jupiter with K2 also in the 8th house. So I know a lot about this position. And so Jupiter in the 8th house can give talent in astrology and any kind of occult sciences. Jupiter in the 8th can give talent in that. Jupiter, wherever he is, whatever sign he's in, the ruler of that sign, the house he's in, any planets he's conjoined, he's going to give more of that thing. Okay? Depending on how strong he is, if he's in a sign of one of his friends, if he's in Cancer, if he's in Leo, if he's in Scorpio or Aries, then he does well. Those are all his friends. And that, especially when he's in Cancer, is exalted. Of course, if he's in his own sign of Sag or Pisces, he's going to do well in those signs as well. So depending on his strength, he's going to give more and more of what he touches. Even Jupiter that is in debilitated or is in an enemy sign, one of Venus or Mercury signs, he's still going to give quite a bit. Okay, and so with these people, there's going to be some major ups and downs with their spiritual teachers, their gurus, their mentors, teachers really of any kind. There's going to be some conflict with these people, or at one point the teacher's going to break, meaning let the student down or let the person down in a way. And quite often these people change spiritual paths as they go through life, because the 8th house is that house of transformation and abrupt changes. And so depending on the strength of Jupiter and how occult their teachers are, this person can have quite a lot of changes in that area of life. Also, there can be ups and downs in wealth. With Jupiter, there can be vulnerabilities around religion and divine law, and the person may break that law or go against the divine law of their prevailing culture, or prevailing religion or philosophy of the culture that they were born into, because that's what the 8th house is. It's taboo things, and leaving your religion of the country you're born or the culture you're born into is considered to be taboo. So when, in America and Europe, if they started practicing yoga, that's why yoga had the reputation of being a 8th house endeavor, because it was people were going against the prevailing religion of their culture and following more of a Hindu type of religion or Taoist religion or Buddhism or something like that. So that's what the 8th house means, but also the 8th house is the actual act of praying, doing Kundalini, doing Qigong, chanting, doing all those spiritual practices that kind of release and bring up issues that we need to face, and then releasing those things for the 12th house. And a person with Jupiter in the 8th can do that very well too, okay? And so Jupiter rules the husband and the boyfriend for a woman, according to Parashara and Jaimini. I know this goes against some of the Western astrology, or even some of the Vedic ones, saying that Mars represents the boyfriend. Parashara and Jaimini never mention Mars as being the the boyfriend or the husband or the boyfriend. And back in those days, women didn't have boyfriends, but the man in her life is represented by Jupiter. And when Jupiter's in the 8th house, the person's partner, the woman's partner, may have some issues with their health because the 8th house is inherently flawed. And when you have the karaka of the husband or the boyfriend in there, they can have inherent flaws in their body, in their health, right? When Jupiter is joined Venus or Mercury, those are his enemies. With Venus, Venus is a very social planet. Venus is all of the good things that we get from the world, and all of the happiness that we derive from the world. And Jupiter is the opposite. Jupiter has loftier philosophical, theoretical ideas about things, and lives in this kind of spiritual, knowledgeable realm of wisdom. And so when they get together, they conflict with each other. So when they're in the 8th house, there can be issues around relationships because of Venus, but also the fact that the person may feel very, have a lot of hang-ups or paranoia about what other people are thinking about their spiritual path or their chosen path of knowledge. That's what Venus, when he afflicts a planet, that's what he does. He makes people worried about what other people are thinking. And when you get masculine planets like Jupiter or the Sun with Venus, it dampens down that, get up and go. I really need to do this because I'm inspired to do this. What is everybody going to think, right? And that also happens when Jupiter is in signs of Venus. Jupiter with Mercury. Mercury is very much a planet of following the rules. Jupiter is playing the game, Mercury is playing the game. So when you get him with Jupiter, Jupiter is an expansive philosophical planet. He wants to do what he's inspired to do and create, very similar to the Sun. And he doesn't want to follow the rules. He wants to do something big. He wants to do something larger than life. And Mercury's like, no, you have to follow the social rules or whatever the rules are. Mercury rules law, like lawyers and following all that lawyer language. And playing the game of life. But Jupiter just wants to rush and get things done right away and have his inspirations come to him and act on those in a way that they want. Also, the 8th house is taboo, the taboo things like I mentioned, but that also translates into breaking the law. So doing anything against the law is the 8th house. And you get Jupiter in that house, which is a planet of philosophical law. You may break those laws and want to go against those laws, or the laws of the religion of your country. Yeah, that's Jupiter in the 8th. Some things that can happen with Jupiter in the 8th. Jupiter in the 8th can make the person wealthy. Martha Stewart, Gloria Vanderbilt have Jupiter in the 8th. Gloria Vanderbilt has yoga for wealth in the 8th house. And that represents money from the public, money that you get directly from the public, something that you are selling directly to the public rather than having a salaried position. So Jupiter there can, really help you get money from the public. It's also the money that your partner has. So if you have Jupiter in the 8th, usually that shows a partner who is pretty wealthy or has more money than the average person. And they have more skills, they have more knowledge, they have a lot to bring to the table because that 8th house is the marital and relationship bond. Okay, so I think I've covered most of Jupiter in the 8th. What else is there? I don't see. Oh, I want to say Jupiter is luck. And when the luck can suffer sometimes if Jupiter's in the 8th. If Jupiter is conjoined Saturn, the person that really harms Jupiter, the person doesn't get a lot of joy out of life. Or Jupiter is the joy that comes from wisdom. That's actually one of his names. And So when he's in the eighth house, that can cause a lot of ups and downs, and that feeling, that joy, feeling that connection with wisdom, feeling it from being organically who you are and the wisdom that comes from that and following your chosen path. The person might not know what that is. Their purpose may change throughout their lives. Their luck may change. So some people who have Jupiter in the eighth is Martha Stewart, like I mentioned, Gloria Vanderbilt, Charlize Theron, Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly married a very wealthy man, the Prince of Monaco. Tiger Woods, the athlete, has Jupiter in the eighth house. And Vince Neil, I wanted to say that because I just watched that movie about Motley Crue. So he has Jupiter in the eighth and debilitated with Saturn. And he's been arrested many times and just not a lot of luck. He killed someone drunk driving, which is, not a lucky thing at all. It's a horrible thing to happen. And that Jupiter in the eighth kind of shows that he has other yogas for success. But as far as his luck goes, he hasn't had a lot of luck with, substance abuse and getting arrested for drunk driving and harming people, actually killing them with vehicular manslaughter. But that's another kind of way. If you use the eighth house in a way like in its occult significations or its astrological significations, then you're satisfying that energy of the eighth house. You're satisfying it. So usually that mitigates some of the so-called negative connotations of the eighth house. Okay, so that's it for Jupiter in the eighth, and then I'll get the Venus and Saturn out soon. And I'm going to be doing some daily horoscopes that involve the cards of truth as well. So thank you very much for watching. Till next time, bye.